All right, you got the 240. That was very, very good. So it sounds like you're definitely hearing and following the fast, fast click a lot better now. This is good. So here with number one, I'm going to do constant eighth note strumming. And we got just one chord in bars 1 and 3, two chords in bars 2 and 4. Now, at the end here, I do have a whole note, but I always just put a whole note at the end for something like this because it's just, well, easier to fill out the end of the fill out the bar there. So when you're playing it and practicing this sort of thing, just hit it and be done. No need to let that ring out all 4 beats. Even though it says that's what it is, yeah, we just move along, which I will demonstrate. So yeah, with this one, just like the other, if you get this up to 240 before next week, before it's time to turn everything in, go ahead and send an early video because you might get it. So yeah, as soon as you start attempting 240 for the first time, just start recording because you might get it. But here we go. Number one, no repeats as we work it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 2. So a lot of these rhythms were in that knowledge little test that you did. A couple of them are not, but yeah, every bar is different. So I know you've done a lot of music study stuff, but if you're not used to counting things out loud, I want you to try doing that, or really just start doing that. As we get into more and more complicated rhythms, it's extremely helpful. And again, I know you did a bunch of music stuff, so it might end up being easy for you. I don't know. We'll find out. Obviously, playing the guitar, definitely different than a piano. Because I can't play that. Anyway, but yeah, like I find that like, one of the best things I was taught is if you can't say it, you can't play it. So learning how to count this stuff out loud, really, really helpful. So basically, we're just going to say what is being played. And I typically have things like this at the top here to help people and myself see call it like the eighth note grid. So you can see where within those eighth notes you're playing. But I believe you already know how to read this just fine. Just in case, I just want to cover it there. So yeah, always strumming down on the downbeat, up on the upbeat. So it's like your foot and your hand is metronome all synced up, just down, up, down, up, down, up the whole time. And saying the part of the count that you play. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. And from 60 to at least 120, that's where you want to count out loud. From 60 to at least 120. If you can keep going past 120, that's good, but not necessary. And the reason why 120, because when we move into 16th notes, well, counting out loud 16th notes at 60, it's the same speed as counting things out at 120 with 8th notes. So might as well get the practice in now. So yeah, really, really helpful to be able to do that. Let's get it. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, done. Down to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, and yeah, just like number 1, if you reach 240 with this before next week, go ahead and make an early video, send it over. Here we go. But yeah, and for numbers 1 and 2, if you can't reach 240 before next week, when it's your last practice session, record the full thing and send that over. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't like that chord. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, chord theory. All right, let's take a look at what you got. I just kind of made a little, turned some things into eighth notes to point out what I want to discuss. So you did well. You did well. There's only one chord that's kind of right, which we'll get to. So the F sharp diminished. So what I'm going to do is like change some of these things so this way you can see how I would go about it, so you can like have more chord shapes to reference. So with the F sharp diminished, I like to use the same voicing as this B diminished here. So we have the 1 flat 5, 1 flat 3. That's how we're going to do it here. So 1 flat 5, the 1 again, and there's your flat 3. So I like doing it that way. Change the sound here. And I hold it like this. So first, third, fourth, and then middle. All right, so yeah, whoops, let me change that back. So the C sharp diminished, that absolutely is a C sharp diminished. It's not the nicest chord to jump into though, but it's still a C sharp diminished. That being said, what I prefer to do is like you take that B diminished shape and just play that one higher up. So again, I'm just going to change it here so you can see how I would do it. So you have this one to reference and the one that you have. And you really can go between either one. And actually, you could just leave that high E string open. Because, well, you got 2 E notes there of the same octave. All right, this one. So the C sharp minor. Yeah, that is one. But man, that's just not fun. My hand doesn't like that. So what I would do in this situation is the same shape as the B minor chord, you just move it up. Just move up the bar chord. So that's how I would typically play that. And that's how most people would really play that. So yeah, just move the bar chord up for that one. I think that's the easiest thing to do. Yeah, G sharp diminished, that's not too bad as far as hitting an open one there. So that's totally fine like that. I instinctively would want to jump into that shape again though, just so you know. Down here, okay, G sharp minor. So yeah, that is one. It's not too bad either. But typically on something like this, I would just take the same shape as that F sharp minor and move that up. I just do that big old bar chord there. And then yeah, the C sharp minor, same deal. Just use the bar chord on that one. Yeah. And also for like the this is totally fine with doing like the B major that way. I usually don't like getting into that shape. So what I do on those, I'll typically just do this little ring finger bar. And I'm just hitting that part of the chord. But if you're good with jumping into the full one there, that's totally fine. A lot of times it's like a sound preference you go for on some of these chord shapes. And yeah, so this one, same deal. Change that to the bar chord. Whoops. And same with the G sharp minor. Let's change that to the bar chord as well. And yep, that was good there. Did the D sharp minor that way. Yes. Yes. Whoops. Yeah, you got that right. Yes, you did. Yep, okay. And then down here, so yep, whoops, I didn't change that back to a quarter note. Yep, change that to this. Yes, yes, C sharp major. Yeah, that's definitely a good one there. G minor. So yeah, just like again, that's totally, you can do that way. Just to get a more full sounding chord, I would go with the bar on that one as well. And then, yeah, you can do the F chord that way, or you can use that one as two. As I see for the F sharp major, you did it that way. So sometimes it's easier or better for that. Let's see. Yep, all good there. Okay, this is the one. Actually, let's change this first. Yeah, so C minor there. Yeah, that's not the worst feeling shape, but most likely you want to jump into that one because it's a lot easier to do. So I'm going to change that one here so you can have that for reference. So this chord, the way you got the E flat, so that way, yeah, you could try and put a finger on there to mute the B. So we got ourselves that E flat and G and another G. So we're missing the fifth interval. So what you could have done is actually put the fifth interval there on the G string, so the B flat, and then that would mute out the B string, and then you got the G. So, because technically that's an E flat no 5. So if you did it this way, then you'd have all the notes. But I'm going to show you another way to do it anyway. So you could do the E flat major like this, or what you did with the, I think it was a C sharp major you had, like that. Do it this way. Let's do that one for this. So 6, 5, 3, 4. And if you're able to, you can bar with your index finger and get the 3rd fret on the high E string as well. I'm going to change that to the full bar chord. Change this one again. 6, 5, 3, 4, 3. Yes. F minor. I'll just make that the full bar chord for this again. And then, yeah, that's a perfectly fine way of doing the minor chord as well. Doing it like that. A little smaller bar chord. And for the A flat major. That's a fine way of doing it. I would personally, I would rather do it this way, just so you know. But if you're comfortable jumping into that shape, that's not too bad. I'll leave that one there. Well, let's change this back to the bar chord. Yep, that E flat major. Whoops. Go. Good. Got the G diminished the right way. Yes, yes, yes. Change that to the bar chord. Yes. Yes. Oops, that's cut off. I think that was it. Alright. So, what I'd like you to do, to practice these things, this guy here. So I'm going to just demonstrate the first part. So remember, when you enter your chord names, hit the A button, or the letter A, to enter the chord stuff. So you're using the Roman numerals to tell you what's going in here. We have no key signature, which I guess is the key signature, right? Hey, you know about that stuff, I believe. So basically just going to tab out the chord, put in the chord name. I like doing that G, but if you prefer doing it with the open B string, that's fine. Maybe try this way too. Either way is fine. Alright, and so once you have that, basically just strum it, arpeggiate it any way that you really want. So I leave this up to the student because, man, it's like so varied, everyone's skill level when it comes to playing chords, strumming chords like this. So you could technically just have the whole note the whole time. But I say try and do something a little bit more interesting than that. So you could do something basic like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And for some people, if that's too difficult, you could do like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure you do the repeat. Or again, strum it however you like. Too. And if you don't like the big F chord, change it to the smaller one. Alright, and then the next one, we got us a 6, 2, 3, 2. And then again, just strum it however you like. Or arpeggiate it. And the next one, we got 6 again. Chord number 4, number 1, and then 3. Finish with chord number 6 again, and then again strum it however you like. And then we got one more progression in the key of C. E minor for chord number 3. Good old B diminished for chord number 7. And then chord 2, D minor, and chord 5, G major. Finish it off, E minor. So, tell you what, just so we're not getting too crazy with video stuff. If you can make a video just demonstrating yourself playing each one of those progressions, that would be great. Now, and then the rest is going to be like honor system. So this way you're not trying to get too much recorded, because I think it might be overkill. Also, because when you practice these things, the way I have everyone do it is like a one and done kind of deal. Just a one and done. Just one good take. That's it. You're set. So, fair warning, this chord trips people up pretty bad. So you might need extra time with that one. If after, a little bit of time with it, like after a day or two of trying it, if it seems like there's no way this is a smooth chord for you, let me know. We will do things to make that better. Because, a lot of people that get tripped up with that progression there, trying to get that B diminished. But it is possible. Whoops. G, not E minor. So, part of your writing assignment for the theory is fill in the rest. So it's always the same 4 chord progressions. You got the 1, 4, 5, 4, you resolve to the 1, then the 2, 6, 3, 2, the 6, 4, 1, 3, and the 3, 7, 2, 5. And then we change keys. And then we change keys one more time. So basically, I got the key of C filled in, for example. Your job is to fill in the remaining keys. So it's a lot of chord progressions. So that's why I like, filming every single thing. It might be overkill. So when you feel like you got this progression sounding pretty good, record that. And stay on this one until you got it. I really like the idea of staying on one progression until that's done. This can also help us gauge how fast we move forward with these kinds of things. And we can troubleshoot these chords. And definitely let me know if any of these chords are really problematic for you. So this way we can make them less problematic and give you things to work on to make this stuff easier. So stay with this until you got it. Now you can use a metronome to make sure you're not going too fast, or you can do free form, just kind of like how I did. I want you to set the difficulty with getting through these chords. Just do something a little more interesting than just whole notes. And let's see what you come up with. You don't need to write it out. Just basically just play through it. So you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it real simple. You can just do a couple strums and then switch into the next chord. That's okay. I hope that makes sense. If you got any questions here, definitely let me know. Stay with this. When you feel like, all right, this is sounding pretty good, record that, send it over, and then you move on to the next one. When that's feeling pretty good, send that over. Same thing here. That's feeling pretty good, record that, send it over. And then when this one's feeling pretty good, record that, send it over. And then, like I said, honor system here. So I do want you to send over all the filled in chords. Let's make sure everything is correct. And then if it is, then basically just play that. When it's done, that's it. One and done. And then you move on to the next one, then move on to the next, and so on. And there's a lot of chord progressions. So if you don't get through everything within a week, that's all right. This is going to help us figure out how to keep things more balanced for you. So I think that does it. Any questions come up, let me know. I'll see you again in your new videos.